Hi there and welcome to my video. Today I'm going to continue on my journey of making a greeting card line, and this is going to be the third in this installment. So I will put a link to the other two up here so you can catch up if you're interested. But today I'm going to be creating on this thicker paper. It's 140 pounds. It is watercolor paper, so it takes a lot of wonderful media easily. And I am using my papers that I made on my jelly plate. I use a lot of different material, but mostly copy paper and deli paper and collage paper like this one right here. I just kind of make my own collage papers with the jelly plate, and I just really love creating my own colors and designs so that I can really express myself through my art. So the way that I am starting is just using these papers and putting them down just in a basic collage fashion. I do use the satin medium to put them down, and I find that it really helps to use something kind of a little thinner like that so that the papers don't buckle so much. And, sometimes it's hard to avoid because if you do use different weights of papers, it can get a little tricky with the same kind of medium to put them all down. But I just do a thin layer and then I also put a layer on top. And that helps to just create a little barrier in between the paper and whatever goes on top of it. So it helps kind of protect it from deteriorating. So when I was thinking about this project, I wanted to create a bunch of different cards so that I could sell them, but I also wanted to use different color palettes as well without going too far out of my comfort range, because there are some colors I don't really rotate towards, like heavy reds or like royal blues. I don't really use a lot of that in my art. So today I kind of was leaning towards greens and yellows, and you could see a little aqua right there in this paper. And I always kind of have an idea when I start what my interest is, but it can often change. And I try to just trust the process and keep moving quickly so I don't think too hard about it, but also be mindful of how many colors I'm using because I don't want to get it too crazy that I can't connect it all in the end. So this part of the process is just ripping up the papers, putting them down, and just seeing how they work together. As you can see, there's a little bit of a trend with the green and the yellow, and I'm just trying to get that first layer down without thinking too much about it. I did want to add a little bit of pink because I feel like that's kind of my signature color, and I just always find that it lightens up and kind of adds a little feminine flair to the work. So just kind of using different shapes, which is fun, and um, I don't know, just kind of putting them down quickly. Because if I think too much about the shapes and how big they are and how it's all fitting together perfectly, I can overthink it. So I try to just do this first layer pretty quick. And these stencils I use, you could see up in that corner, I use the same stencil for this brown one. And I just wanted to add a little kind of variability on the same stencil. It's been really fun making these because I feel like if I have a project or something like a goal to work towards, I am much more motivated to get it done. So that's just something to think about if you are looking for a little inspiration or you're just trying to figure out what to make next. Um, Creating like a series or some kind of project that has a few different parts is really helpful to get the creative juices flowing. So this color that I'm making is with Payne's Gray and light olive green, and I added a little bit of parchment. Now, I know as I'm scraping it here, I'm secretly thinking, uh-oh, what am I doing? And this is what I love to call the messy middle of, kind of really getting in there with the layers. And a lot of times that can look ugly and it can feel like I messed it up. But the key for me is to just keep going, just keep working through it, keep adding different layers, pulling up the colors, putting more down, using different kind of tools, different stencils or brushes, and just get some texture down and just see what happens. If you get too caught up in the exactness of it right in the middle, you're never going to be able to finish it. So I'm using a palette knife just to kind of move some paint around, and that greenish blue is a little dark, so I'm lightening it up with a little parchment. Just kind of blending it, and before I took some off with the paper towel. Because I know, one of the favorite things that I love about using acrylic paints is that they're so versatile. It's just, you can put a layer down, you could take a little off, you could let it dry and put another layer on top. So that's one of my favorite things about using acrylics. Sometimes I do dabble in watercolor, but I don't know, acrylics just work for me. So I'm just taking some of the paint off because it's getting a little carried away. And then now I'm going in with a brush just to kind of soften up that color a little bit. Again, it's still, a greenish blue tone, and just kind of softening up the background just so it doesn't look like there are 5 or 6 different papers smacked on the substrate. I didn't really have an idea for I usually pick like a centerpiece, especially for cards. And I wasn't really sure what I was going to do. I wanted to kind of create a little first and just see what it looked like and maybe what it needed, what it's calling for. So this kind of color really inspired me. It got me feeling excited about it because I was feeling a little like not sure after I put that dark green down. So here's some Naples yellow, and just adding it with a little parchment to create just a really light yellow. And I'm just doing some of those circles on the bottom. It was just out of view, so I kind of continued on up top, but you can see it a little bit peeking out there. And I'm just kind of making marks and creating shapes and painting, just kind of smushing paint around. So these are some other papers that I have, some other gel prints that I made using a lot of stencils and different colors. And these are the ones that I picked out that I felt like would really match with the color palette that I was using and just kind of that like botanical vibe of it. This is like a little bit of a rust color, so it was a little different than what I was using, but I thought it would be a good kind of addition, changing up colors just a little bit. And I really love that stencil. That's like one whole stencil. I just made an imprint of the stencil. It has that like kind of southwestern motif, all different shapes. But ultimately, it just felt a little dark. So this one I'm just putting up top with the satin medium. And just letting that kind of shift into the background a little bit. And this little piece I'm putting on the side is just like a green gold print. Again, it's on deli paper, and it was just made with a stencil. So just getting that on the side. And another stencil. That was with a darker version of green gold. I think it was green gold and raw umber I used to make that little one on the side. And here I am taking a little fluorescent pink and mixing it with that Naples yellow mixture. So it kind of makes this like pretty pink salmon color. It's very similar to the one in the lower right corner. I was trying to bring the pink a little bit more into the piece so it's not just sitting in that right corner. So just kind of offering a little dab of pink here and there so it feels a little more like it belongs. And that's part of the fun is just kind of seeing how things work together, if they work together, or how I could make them work together better, and just kind of playing. I think a lot of times it's easy to get caught up in making a piece of art that I want to show everyone or sell or, do something with. But I find when I just keep playing and have fun with it, it just works out a lot better. So this pen that I'm using is a Sharpie acrylic pen. It's water-based. I know they have oil-based as well, but I use the water-based ones. It's kind of like just a paint marker, and it's in the color peach. And it's similar to the Posca paint pens, but it's cheaper for one, and it's also I like the point a little better. It works a little bit more like a pen rather than a marker, so I can make more fine lines and just kind of outline a little better. So this is another great way to add in some color without committing to some huge splashes of it. And here is what I found for my centerpiece. It is a magnolia bush. I don't think you could see, there's like two flowers on it, but I just wanted something green and leafy in the middle because I felt like it was really a botanical style piece that I was creating. So I wanted to include some greenery in it. And I'm just putting it down with the satin medium. I did put a light layer of it on top just so it would kind of set for the color in case I put anything else on top of it. But I did fix it with a spray so it wouldn't run. And these little doodles, I'm using a Posca paint pen. It is an off-white marker. It's not genuine true white like titanium white. It's a little bit softer, which I like. I'm just making some marks, kind of trying to bring everything together so it feels a little more all one piece and not separate sections. And it's part of the process of figuring out my style, like what do I like to finish with? Just as much as, what colors I like to use. What are the marks that I like? Kind of creates your own little signature. So I felt like at the bottom, I wanted to unify a little bit more of those two pieces so it wasn't like there was such a rift in the middle. So I figured I would use just this simple stencil, and it wasn't exactly what I wanted to come out. It didn't come out how I intended. So I kind of like rubbed it off and then just kind of left a little of it. So it was pretty good. And then just to draw a little more attention and kind of frame the greenery, I just drew a circle around in the parchment, kind of off-white color. And I just created an illusion of a few kind of strings of the circle without getting too crazy. And these are all just like finishing touches that I love to do at the end, but it just depends on what you like. There is a delicate balance between adding finishing touches and overdoing it. So I try to stop myself before I get too out of control, but it's all a lot of fun to do. So after I did these little dots, I felt like just a little touch on the greens over here with the peach pen again, and then it felt like it was finished to me. So here are the little details you can see up close. And this is card number 3. I will be doing a little adjustments in Photoshop for the top. I want to put a sentiment, but this gives you a little better idea of all the details. So thank you so much for watching and being a part of this today. I hope you enjoyed it. And here's another video just like it, and I hope to see you again soon.